us a room with a view of the beautiful Rhine. Give us a room with a view of the beautiful Rhine. Give me a muddy old creek in Texas or any old time.
Here we go.
So,
all right.
Okay, my name is Steve Maddox. I've worked here at the Haunted Prison for about 4 years now. We are in the second barracks where the prisoners stayed. This area right here about where we're standing is where they had performed an exorcism. It was some of the Haitians had a guy held down in here, and they just, you know, apparently he was possessed, and they performed an exorcism right up in this area. There's several EVPs that have been gotten out of this building, including Coffee. They were talking about Coffee. Get back in what was it? Get back in your bunk. Was gotten out of this building, and there was several other EVPs that other groups have gotten out of this building.
About how many of the Cuban refugees were housed in this building here, if you say just roundabout figure?
Just a roundabout figure, probably about 200.
About
per
200?
building.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, as you can see behind us, there's bed numbers on the walls where the beds were.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the max unit. This is a cell right here where Richard hung himself. This is my favorite spot to come and sit. I've gotten several EVPs out of here. There's even been some EVPs here recently of women in this max unit, and there's never been a woman kept in this max unit that we know of. Richard actually hung himself from right above my head over here. The prisoners here, they had to put the grids in because of the fact the prisoners would reach up and unscrew the light bulbs, and when the guards walked by, they would stick their arms through the holes in the door. Let me close this door here for a second. They would stick their arms, they'd take that light bulb and culp it in their hand, and when a guard walked by, they'd reach out and slap them in the face with the light bulbs.
Wow.
So they ended up having to put a grid up on top to keep them from being able to stick their arms out of the bars to get the light bulbs. Ghost Adventures got a real good EVP in here. They got one that was, it's hot in here, and they also got the EVP, I'm here to F you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a real good EVP that they got. I'm going to kind of freak them guys out, so I'm hoping tonight, well, y'all's here, y'all get some really good EVPs out of here, because there's a lot of EVPs that have been gotten out of the max unit. They had to bring in the National Guard, and then the Atlanta Federal Bureau of Prisons showed up here. They pulled in the gate with buses, and Lynn said this big colored guy got off that bus. One of the guards come walking in here, and he's carried 2 armfuls of chains. Said he walked in the building and threw them down to the floor and said, "Get them on, guys." And he goes, he ain't never seen them guys mind. Them guys just started putting them on. I mean, but this guy was like 7 foot tall. He said them guys just started grabbing their belly chains and locking down right then. But most of the prisoners that were here, the Cubans that were here, they all ended up in Atlanta. Some of them are still in Atlanta today. You know, there's no record of who was here. That's kind of some of the strange things about this prison. The guys that died here, where were they buried? Where'd they go? Nobody knows. I mean, we have no clue where, like Richard that hung himself in the max unit, what happened to his body? Nobody knows. He could be buried out here at Chaffee. He could have been incinerated in the incinerator. nobody really knows.
Did they ever investigate the incinerator, see if there was any human remains in it?
Not that I know of. I don't know if there's several incinerators out here, so there's one across the street, matter of fact. I mean, that's really convenient.
They took care of the whole base.
But there's been rumors that there's unmanned graves all over Chaffee, that are not marked. I mean, they've got bodies in them, and there's just, they just buried them wherever. So, there could be guys buried right here where we're, right here on the prison, and us not know it. They were separated by fences, and the prisoners that stayed in these buildings, they had to be escorted over to the bathroom. They weren't able to just come out of the buildings and walk to the bathroom whenever they wanted to. They literally brought them over here, so many at a time, let them take showers, use the bathroom, whatever they had to do. And then they had to go back to their building.
They put them in there and...
Yeah, the buildings did not have individual bathrooms. They literally had to be taken out of the buildings and brought over to the latrine. They didn't allow them to roam around outside here. They were literally locked down in each building has a complete fence around it. It was electrified and all that other stuff.
They had electric fence around it?
Yes, sir.
Richard, do you know the lady that we heard?
If you don't want to turn that light on, just speak up. Make that light on top of that box flash like I do.
Richard, do you remember when that rope squeezed around your neck? When it didn't let you breathe?
Good, Richard.
Okay. I got the chills.
That was awesome, Richard.
I do too.
I don't get touched, I don't get the chills, but I got the chills, something freaking awesome right there.
Richard, can you do it again? Do you remember it? Tying it around your neck?